So I'm just making a brief update from the last video. Had court 3 o'clock Friday to hear the withdrawal from the public pretender, regurgitate pander. He was allowed to withdraw, obviously, just like they all are. And then they appointed me some other public pretender that they feel will do what I want to do, which we'll see. They appointed him to me and said, "This is your new attorney." And I said, "We'll see." And the judge stopped and looked at me and asked me what I meant by that. And I said, "It depends on whether he's competent or educated to represent me in my best interest and what I am asking for him to do. Because clearly, I know what the fuck is going on here. And, you know, the things that I have needed to be done, these other lawyers that were getting paid to represent me just decided they weren't going to do what the fuck I wanted them to do. Considering they're my lawyer, that's what they're to do. They represent me, not their best interest, my best interest." And so after some of this shit's done, it's going to be interesting to see what I can do. Because when you take, you know, taxpayers' money benefiting from you being appointed as a public defender to somebody who never wanted you in the first place and who you said you weren't competent to counsel from the beginning, we'll see, you know, the unjust gains you received, and we'll see how to take affirmative action to take that back, because any money that's been paid fucking wrongfully through this whole process is not gonna stay. I don't know what else to say. You know, people that have received unjust benefits, unjust gains, anything that they've received through the process of trying to throw me in prison for no fucking reason. Excuse me. But the judge did say something about, he had seen my motions. If you remember, I had said in the last video, my motions were not in the court file. The prosecutors removed my motions from the court file. They tried telling the judge that working copies were not submitted, which that was a lie. I have a video and proof of those filings and the working copies, as well as the service upon the prosecutor. But the judge, when going back at 3 o'clock, decided he was going to tell me that he had seen the motions, and I asked him if he found them. He said no, but he was able to look on the computer after I had told him that they were done, and he did review them and said that he was very aware and familiar with what I am stating to be true and correct as far as the violations of my due process rights and equal protection, U.S. C 18-4, and more. And he seemed at least understanding to what I was requesting. He said that he would be putting a court date for my motions to be heard on the 10th of July. And they appointed me this public pretender. I talked to the public pretender, and he wanted to know what the fuck was going on. You know, he's seen me in here for the last 2 years, and really didn't have a big understanding at what they were pursuing me for, or why it's in felony court, because the charges that I have are all misdemeanor. They've only been able to make it felony because they've fabricated this into a stalking charge as well. They're trying to say that with the amount of violations, the alleged violations, that becomes a stalking matter, which I can't fucking stand the woman. I haven't looked at her not one time through all of these court appearances. through the trials that I've won, through the parenting stuff. I have not given that bitch one time a fucking day to even give her the satisfaction of me even looking at her. She disgusts me. Okay, I don't want to ever look at her again. Never will. But I'm gonna have to go in front of the courts again with her being present. I haven't gone to any of the other court dates for the parenting plan and things, just because there's no fucking point until all this other shit's done. You know, the courts keep trying to say I'm some fucking career criminal when I've beat 4 charges in the last 2 years, and the other 4 charges that they've just filed are garbage. They're not going to win any of them. So I have to wait until I prevail on these criminal charges before I can pursue anything lawsuit-wise or parenting plan-wise. You know, if I file a lawsuit against Snohomish County right now or Jessica, they can use that against me through my trials, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm not going to do anything to affect the trials. You know, my biggest thing is I want a fair trial. I want a lawyer that's going to represent me in my best interest, and I want a fair fucking trial. Period. End of story. So far, they have done everything within their power to deprive me of a fair trial, and it's not going to happen. So, but that's the update. I have court on the 5th of July. I have court on the 10th of July, and then just being hopeful and, you know, praying that this new judge sees what the fuck I'm saying. You know, there will be a separate motion that's going to be heard on the 10th outside of my motion to dismiss and the motion to vacate any judgments or orders, which would include these civil orders. And so these civil orders are based off of these criminal orders, and these criminal orders are based off of these civil orders. If that makes any fucking sense, which it doesn't, likely it's all going to be just thrown out of court, and as soon as I'm done with all this criminal shit, I can go in and effectively fight to be in my son's life. At this point, I've been discriminated against and slandered to the point of being just irrelevant whether I go in and pursue anything with Roman until all this stuff's done. So thank you again, everybody, for the support. Thank you for everything. Have a good day.